everybody. We are going to watch Night City Wire number 5. I think this is the last one that they're doing before the game launches, where it's, as we speak, the current launch date is December 10th. I'm quite confident that they're going to keep that date, but nothing is for certain. So who knows? But right now, this was supposed to be, at the time of recording this, it's November 19th. This was supposed to be the big launch day for Cyberpunk 2077. Unfortunately, it got delayed. But instead, we have a Night City Wire, which is basically another update that CDPR puts out to just show us cool stuff, to get hyped for the game. I know some people don't like watching these because they don't like to spoil a lot of stuff. For me, I am fine consuming as much as possible before the game actually launches. Like, I'm still going to enjoy my experience regardless. I can't wait, really. So I personally want to watch it, and I will watch and read everything Cyberpunk. For those of you who are wondering, I am dressed up as Evelyn Parker from Cyberpunk 2077. She's a character that was introduced previously. So yeah, this is just like a celebration, a happy not Cyberpunk launch day. Yay! I had prepared this costume for the November 19th launch day. And yes, so I'm still going to wear my costume, regardless. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started and watch this. Let's watch some Night City Wire. All right, let me just make sure my audio is good. Oh.
You don't believe in no fate.
Starting with the trailer.
Taking the grave. Stepping up there with the stakes. City of dreams, city of...
Oh no, I thought it was a trailer. I was like, trailer time, new trailer. I think there's supposed to be a new trailer.
Hello and welcome to Night City Wire episode 5, the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. Now we're going to start today's episode with a new trailer that will take a closer look at Johnny Silverhand before we go behind the scenes with Keanu Reeves and have a chat to English adaptation director Boris, who will tell us exactly what it was like to work with him. Then we'll be exploring the original score and talking about some of the radio stations you might listen to while driving around Night City. Before we take a look at the Jolly technology, which is powering facial animation in Cyberpunk, and unveil a new My Reward scheme, which anyone can take part in, no matter which platform you'll be playing Cyberpunk on. We'll then wrap up today's episode with a brand new gameplay trailer.
Can we get that?
It's a busy episode, and it will be our final episode of Night City Wire before the game launches on December 10th.
Okay, this is the final one. This is the final one.
Let's get going.
The final Night City Wire before the game launches. Johnny Silverhand! Yay!
Where'd you even come from? How are we even talking?
Oh my god!
Gotta get out of here, understand? And I'll kill anyone who gets in my way.
I will maintain the screeches.
You weren't dreaming, V. Those were memories. You two are connected in a way I can't make head or tail of.
Who? Me and who, Vic?
Do you get to play as him?
Silverhand. I'm Johnny Silverhand. Real talk of the town back in my day.
He died, like, forever ago.
Like, in 2020.
You say there's an actual terrorist in my head. Right now.
He burned down half the city just to prove.
Oh, is that Rogue? I think that's Rogue.
And the other half, just for fun.
Rogue was his ex.
Destroy Arasaka. I don't even know what that means.
Arasaka.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
Corpo.
He already tried to take over your body.
Trash.
You know, just for a little while.
Hear me, asshole? A bullet to the fucking brain. Get out! Just get the fuck out!
That was his Porsche. Johnny Silverhand has a Porsche.
Get rid of it. You don't have much time left.
You're a dick, you know? And you're a cunt. Maybe we'll fit
Language.
together after all.
this is gonna get, like, everybody's gonna get
Sometimes
demonetized.
we like to share things with you, and other times we like to keep secrets, and it can be worth it for that big reveal.
It's true.
Pretty sure nobody was expecting to see Keanu Reeves on stage at E3 2019.
Rogue is the fixer in the afterlife. That is
Let's go
correct.
behind the scenes to see how
I think it
Keanu
was
Reeves
mentioned.
brought Rocker Boy Johnny Silverhand to life. You could say it's breathtaking.
Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand. I've had the opportunity to do
Okay, I'll keep it
voiceover a
in.
few times. I'd worked on a cartoon. I had done some documentaries. I'd never done this much. You know you don't gotta speak out loud to talk to me. And I've processed some shit. Changed my mind. Don't want you dead anymore. You know, and got to play a character in so many kind of different ways because of different paths or threads or choices. So you almost get to play one
Got the most
moment,
cool,
say you
chill
have a
voice,
decision,
you know?
you take
Like, you want to be friends with Keanu.
three different behavioral attitudes. So that was fun. You know,
I just want to be
he's,
his friend.
Johnny's either a dick, or he's happy, or he's trying to convince. Know why? Because you've always been a fucking pussy, Carrie. So it's been
So you
fun,
do
and that was
first
kind of what I
person,
was
Johnny
interested
Silverhand.
in. You know, the different options that the game could play. You know, playing the same person but with different versions of them. Motion capture, baby. Johnny Silverhand. So one of the first elements that I was involved
So
in
cool.
with the game was motion capture. I've done a
He
fair
does have
bit
a lot of
motion
Johns.
capture. I did
Keanu.
it with in the Matrix films. So to start doing the motion capture for Johnny, it was all
By the way,
very
Constantine
familiar
is one
to
of my
me.
favorite Keanu
The
films ever.
only difference, I
John
think,
Constantine.
technologically was
I don't know
how
what's
close
coming.
they were going to real-time review. But creatively, it was very familiar in the sense of starting a library of gesture and the toolbox, let's say, for the animators to work with for the character.
This is so cool.
So you get to see Johnny as the rock star. You know, you hear about his military past, you know, and he's fighting for his survival. So he's kind of got all of these things leading into the moment of
Oh
this
yeah,
guy.
John Wick, yeah.
It's really a kind of an interpretation, because I think there's a Johnny Silverhand in all of us. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a good sense of humor, if not a little dark at times. He's very passionate. He cares. You know, it's he's kind of naive, but he's also
cool.
super experienced in life. He's got certainly an appetite for life.
Man, Keanu's got Johnny Silverhand, like, figured out.
He
I
wants
love
to
it.
change the
He knows his
world.
character.
You know, he has a cause that he wants to fight against the corpocracy.
Come on. Don't tell me you're not interested.
He's kind of looking for a different kind of
Oh, I'm so
freedom.
excited.
Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lives. And now they're after our souls.
Lol.
At least I believed in something bigger.
At least I had a cause.
What CD Projekt Red has shared with me in the way
Johnny
that they
Silverhand's
talk about the
Porsche.
game and what I've seen is that it's got a lot of freedom.
Show
so
us
many
car.
different paths that you can play the game on. But it's not just quests of paths. It's like, who are you? How do you want to play the character?
If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it.
You can go into action, you can go into mystery, you can problem
That was-
solve in different ways. And where you go in this world, there's so much detail, there's so many different things that you can go off into that are really interesting and fun.
Yeah.
There's a real
gonna have
drama
so
to the
much.
game and emotional stakes to it. And then there's lighter sides to it. And of course, the music, production design, technologically, how cutting edge it is. I don't think there'll be a game that looks like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's intense.
It's got a little bit of everything for every type of gamer, you know?
I take the driver, you get his side.
There are people who like to play games like GTA, and I think that, like, the Night City vibes play into that, and then there's people like me who love RPGs. So it's got a little bit of everything, this game. I really think it
Before we
does.
get into what it was like to actually work with Keanu Reeves, was it always him that you imagined as Johnny Silverhand? Was there anybody else that you ever considered having for the role?
Yeah, Holly, it was a long, arduous, extended
process, to imagine what Johnny Silverhand is supposed to look like, what he's supposed to sound like, what he's supposed to act like.
Yeah, the old Johnny
Everybody
Silverhand
and their great-grandmother seem to have
photos
an
from
idea.
Cyberpunk
And
2020
the
do
process
not
actually
look like
involved a lot of
this,
people.
Johnny.
Game director, character artists, writers, marketing staff. I could go on. We cast a pretty broad net initially. We considered actors. We considered enlisting actual rock stars, band frontmen to play the role. At one point, we even toyed with the idea of taking and reviving a recently deceased, longtime luminary of the recording industry. Now, some might say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could do that technologically or otherwise. Well, I'll see you that pipe dream and raise you another, because one could easily say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could successfully pitch to and ultimately enlist Keanu Reeves to play the role.
The question is,
now I'm sure
where's
this
Morgan
is on
Blackhand?
everybody's mind right now, but what was it actually like to work with Keanu Reeves? Because even he said in the video, this was like nothing he'd ever done before.
A question that I'm sure anybody who gets to work with Keanu has to answer, and I get where it comes from. Keanu is
Everybody
a
says
consummate
he's so down to earth.
When he's at work, he's at work. He's completely and utterly focused. To that work, he brings his talent, he brings his art, his technical skill, and overwhelming charm. And yes, the scale and the complexity were and are dazzling. Non-linearities, the variation in attitude, mood, emotion that are required to achieve them, they can be difficult to get your head around. And if you take all of Johnny Silverhand's bits, his screen time, it's like doing the equivalent of many, many feature film roles put together. And we covered all that in a handful of mocap sessions and under 24 VO recording sessions of 4 to 6 hours each. And that took focus, it took control, it took dedication.
It's a lot of work.
Keanu provided.
Dressing up like this and taking photos was work.
Character of Johnny
I don't know how
Silverhand,
Keanu does
why
it,
he's
or
important to the
actors in
story,
general.
But also why it's important to have him played by such a powerful personality.
Okay, how do I do this without spoiling too much for gamers? In the broadest sense, I'd say Johnny Silverhand is a co-protagonist of the game rather than a sidekick.
Co-protagonist.
There are buddy bits
Makes
in
sense.
the game, but in the end, Johnny has
that
an
one
agenda
looked
and
like
he
a
pursues
rogue.
it. And V has an agenda and has to pursue that. And to get things done, V and Johnny have to work together. Some of the things they do are
Wayward.
V's, and some of the things they do are Johnny's, and some of them are important to both of them. That bonds gamers, I think, to both characters. Both characters' agendas become equally important. Both characters' continued existence becomes equally important. For any gamer or viewer or reader, what you have to do is create that bond between them and the protagonist or protagonists. You have to make those characters understandable to them, likable to them, lovable to them. With that understanding, even when they do something not entirely admirable or say something reprehensible, you stay committed, you stay involved, you stay bonded to them. And there's no denying casting a powerful personality, somebody who exudes charm by the truckload, helps to further all that.
He has a good
Boris,
choice.
can you tell us, what does Keanu bring to Johnny Silverhand?
What Keanu brings to Johnny Silverhand is nothing more and nothing less than Keanu. I could parse that into a string of adjectives, but I kind of think that would be borderline insulting because it wouldn't begin to do him justice. To anybody who's seen the applicable movies, Neo is Keanu, Keanu is Neo. John Wick is Keanu, Keanu is John Wick. John Constantine, Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic, John Constantine.
They're all Keanu. And to anyone
John
who
Wick,
will play
Johnny Silverhand.
Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand
John.
will be Keanu. To my mind, at least, star power is a fact and an important factor for broad sections of the audience out there.
So can you give us more information about the process of motion capture, right? Because we saw you in the video, doing some of it, but really, how does it work?
But I wish I could, Holly, but I'm really no mocap expert, and I can basically tell you what the day looked like, what the process looked like to me. To me, it was a fine day in LA, and I put on a wonky-looking bodysuit with globules all over it, and I put on the head cam, and then we proceeded to block
He's
and then
typecasted for
play out
Johns.
scenes between V and Johnny, and we did it over and over and over again. As we did that, I must have poked Johnny in the chest hundreds of times, and I must have yelled "fuck off" at Johnny 35 times. You know? Well, I never expected to be doing any of that. No, I never imagined I'd be doing any of that.
Well, Boris, thank you so much for joining us. Your voice in the studio is quite iconic. So whenever I talk to you, I feel like I'm in a trailer. It's amazing.
It's not all that. It's not all that, Holly. Thank you.
Well, from Soviet-era synthesizers to body heat radio, it's time to explore the original score and just some of the radio stations you'll be listening to when you're driving around Night City.
Music time. Don't get the MC it. Well, we won't, because we got...
Score is the main vessel of emotions in both
Yes!
movies and
He
video
is
games,
a
and
king!
Cyberpunk
He did all of the
2077
music for
is
The
no
Witcher
different.
also. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name because I'm not good with Polish.
Time to find the right color.
I'm so happy he's doing Cyberpunk music also.
Getting that sound together is almost as important as the actual look of the game itself.
Yes.
Because music
Soundtrack
really
is
helping build this emotional
everything.
connection to the game.
Soundtracks in video games. I already listened to a little bit of the music. They just upload to Spotify.
Was to take the cyberpunk genre out of the 80s and give it a 90s flair. We took elements from rave, IDM, industrial, and make them fit our narrative purposes.
We've decided that close to the 100% of our music would be purely electronic.
That's why we tried to stick
Literal
to analog
king.
synths as much as possible.
His
so it's got
music.
to it.
His compositions, literal
I'm super
king.
proud of the team we've managed to gather for this project.
For me, it was basically my own personal aesthetic matching the aesthetic of the game. When I read the brief, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I can be myself. I can make music, and it come from an honest place.
I love the fact that the music in this game is so varied. So we have some tracks that are super dirty, super heavy, and then we have some tracks that are very beautiful and ambient. I'm using all kinds of different effects. So it's been great to be able to experiment with the sound and the style.
Man, music for video games is also like a lot of work too. Like everything that goes into making a game is work.
For a video game, it's been really exciting. It's been a lot of fun.
It's all about making you feel like a perfect killing machine, because that's what you are basically.
But yeah, having a good soundtrack is so impactful to a game.
Well, I can do that all day long, so you'll just have to tell me what you like.
I also didn't know who Run the Jewels was until Cyberpunk, and I was like, oh, I can get behind this.
We basically scored every quest pretty much with custom assets created specifically for that quest.
We ended up having over 7.5 hours of music in Cyberpunk.
Working on Cyberpunk has just been insane. I can seriously say that I've never worked with such a bunch of mad people in my life, and mad brilliant.
Hype.
The gear that we use comes out of boutique shops, or they are vintage synthesizers like this Polyvox.
I really hope all this effort put into creating this score pays off with satisfying and enjoyable listening and gaming experience.
Hey! I think that was Evelyn Parker.
Hello, Night City. What's shaking, Night City? Good morning, Night City. City! Your man, stand here.
Hey, let's
Ooh,
go,
I love this
Medias.
town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the
I would
steps
play
of an
Media in
orphanage
Cyberpunk.
once, and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her. And now, a shout out to all the lowlifes over at the Atlantis. Ladies and gents, here's that all-time classic in Night City.
Oh, it was just a radio station.
Soundtrack is one of the key elements we use to build.
Yeah, I've never
the
heard of these
world.
guys
We've
before.
invited artists from around the world, incredible talents, incredible musicians, to write and produce songs just for us for this project.
The soundtrack for Cyberpunk is insane. So the soundtrack being all the songs that they've got going on, whether it's on the radio or on the background, all these just amazing.
Is it gonna be like GTA where we have
over
like
150 custom
all these radio
genre-bending
stations?
tracks, all waiting for you to discover them by yourselves.
You know, the reason I want to be a part of Cyberpunk is, well, basically I know The Witcher is super sick, and then I actually got to play a preview of the game, which was fucking incredible.
I've always wanted to do something connected to a video game, so I was pretty excited when this came in, and it was like an instant yes.
I was kind of imagining what it would be like being a character in that game.
Yeah, I don't know who any of these artists are.
In this world, in this time,
These musical artists. But
this
that's okay.
This is just some fun shit. There's also an intellectual and spiritual history to this world that's been constructed for you, you know?
We want to provide you with the soundtrack to fucking shit up. Like, how can you not want to be a part of that?
For those of you who can't wait to hear more from our composers, we're going to be releasing a special 6-track Cyberpunk 2077 EP featuring tracks from the
Y'all should
game's
listen to it.
original score
It's
onto
pretty
streaming
good.
services for you to enjoy for free, and they'll be live at the end of this episode, so you can give them a listen later. In addition, if you're planning on live streaming Cyberpunk, or if you just want to make videos, we want to introduce you to a new mode that will allow you to disable certain copyrighted tracks. We know that for content creators, licensed music can sometimes be problematic.
Yeah.
So with this new
Tell me
mode,
about it, Holly.
You'll be able to disable a small number of selected tracks which could cause some issues, replacing them with a different song, helping to avoid any problems. If you're going to be live
really
streaming
unfortunate.
from console, this will start automatically, but you can toggle it on and off in the options as needed. And for PC players, you'll be able to turn it on and off in the game options. Don't forget, as with
I don't
all
want to
episodes
turn
of
it
Night
off,
City
but if I want
Wire,
to stream
if
it, I
you're
have to
tuning
turn
in
it
late,
off.
Or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. Now, from Polish to Chinese. When Cyberpunk launches, it will have VO in 10 different languages. So we're going to take a closer look at the Jolly technology, which is ensuring each and every one is as authentic as possible.
So hi, my name is Sarah Watling. I am the CEO of Jolly Research in Toronto, Ontario. In this video, we're going to show you a little bit about Jolly the software and Jolly in action within the world of Cyberpunk 2077.
Maintenant, tu vas répondre à mes questions honnêtement, sans détour.
Rayfield's mine. Скажи заплатить 2 раза, заплатишь 2 раза.
Jolly is a suite of tools and a suite of services that result in what we think is
We have the technology,
coolest
guys.
and best and highest quality facial
We have the
performance on
technology.
characters.
We're getting to our own cyberpunk
That's
future.
supposed to sound familiar.
It's automatically generated on a face based on audio dialogue, audio speech from a voice actor.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your
The Russian
hormone
did sound
levels.
really
Nothing
good.
happened. You're alive and well.
What Jolly tries to do is it tries to get to the root of what is being expressed in the vocal performance and put that on a 3D character.
That's Rogue. Best fixer
Hey!
in all of Night
Yeah.
City.
They did
just
confirm
an
that
incredible
Rogue was going to
amount
be in this.
of performance in this game.
Sure.
A procedural solution allows you to animate
dope.
over and over and over again at tremendous scale. Jolly is what powers every single character in the game of Cyberpunk 2077
cool.
in all of the languages that the game has been localized for.
Ahora escúchame bien. Este mierdas de Anthony Gilchrist. ¿Es tu contacto? Hat Infos zum Konvoi durchsickern lassen?
All you're doing is changing an attribute. For example, speech style. If you wanted your character to to shout instead of mumble. Instead of issuing a set of commands that redo the animation, instead you click an attribute going from, in this case, mumble to shout.
But you walk. You breathe, but you walk.
Lip syncing is an issue.
You breathe.
If the lip sync is right, you don't notice. If the faces match and match the performance, you don't notice because you're too busy paying attention to how awesome the game is, how much you care about these characters, what you're gonna do, and that's what we want. That to me is that's the sizzle.
Don't you know you owe the sheriff a word when you pay his town a visit? To tell him what's brought you here. Maybe even over a cup of coffee.
Now we're excited to reveal digital and in-game rewards for Cyberpunk 2077. It's our way of saying thank you for your support. Now, every copy of the game comes with digital downloadable goodies such as the art book, the original score, and a digital comic, all from the Cyberpunk universe. But there's more.
Be happy
you can also claim
goodies.
in-game items for Cyberpunk 2077. For example, you could be rocking the Wolf School jacket.
Oh wait, so you can!
The game
oh, you
to
can!
a GOG account.
Oh, hell yeah! Oh, I'm totally
other
wearing
CD
that.
Projekt Red games such as The Witcher or Gwent.
Thankfully, I already
you can
pre-ordered
get
on
even
GOG.
more. And it works both ways. If you connect the game to your GOG account, you can also unlock special in-game items for Gwent, the Witcher card game.
Heck
such as
yeah,
the samurai-inspired
Gwent!
card and coin bag,
I actually
and
play
the
Gwent.
breathtaking title.
Oh, that's so
Now,
cool!
This new My Reward program is for everybody. No matter which platform you're playing Cyberpunk on, you'll be able to get your
Pre-order it on GOG, guys.
in-game items.
Pre-order it on
Now,
GOG.
this is just the beginning,
Support the
and there'll be
developers.
more items coming
Don't
in
play
the
it
future,
on
and we'll have more information on My Rewards soon.
Get
As
it on
always,
GOG.
Don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. So before we take a look at that new gameplay trailer, we just want to reveal that a number of games media from all over the world have been playing Cyberpunk 2077, and you'll be able to read their latest impressions when this episode of Night City Wire finishes, so you can go and check them out.
New impressions and things.
So now, let's wrap up this episode.
Has anybody
and take
checked
a
those
look
out?
at that brand new gameplay trailer.
All right, trailer time, guys. We're turning the audio back up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Lock on us. Engine's been hit.
Let's
Get us
go.
out of here. I'm losing control.
At CD Projekt Red, we dedicate ourselves to telling immersive stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Or is this just like a CDPR
Come on,
trailer?
V. Let's get you home. Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing player choices, and robust character development, all to bring you into our vision of the dark future.
You ever feel like the city doesn't give you a choice? You either burn alive in it, or you never existed at all.
I like his cyberware.
The year is 2077. An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces. With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great megalopolises. A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how,
It looks so
and
good.
home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
What? No,
Militech.
no, this isn't happening. Oh, but it is.
But in the city's streets, a merciless struggle for power rages. Gangs, corporate agents, hustlers, religious cultists, politicians, and all manner of criminals strive to outplay one another. Ordinary people get caught in the crossfire.
Looking for justice in Night City. I seek revenge. Much more feasible here.
In this world, consumed by never-ending conflict, sometimes only an outsider will get the job done.
Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
And that's you, an urban mercenary, a cyber-enhanced gun for hire.
You seem to understand each other. Take
Solo?
this, too.
As a mercenary, You swear no allegiance. You've chosen the outlaw life and trust that your abilities will carry you up Night City's ruthless, underground social ladder.
Heart of Night City. That's it right there.
To thrive as a merc, you need the right combination of gear, skills, and reputation.
Dex had a load to say about you. I hope he wasn't overselling.
With the money you earn, you can turn yourself into a living weapon, buying guns and enhancements in the hundreds.
Evelyn Parker, at your service.
As you roam the city's streets, you gain the experience you need to upgrade abilities and acquire perks. Combine the right skills and gear to create a gunslinger with inhuman reflexes. A stealthy netrunner with command of all surrounding tech. Or practically anyone in between. In Cyberpunk 2077, you steal a prototype biochip that can set you up for life.
Being filthy rich.
When its sealed container is ruptured, the only way to prevent the biochip from failing is to slot it into your head. It turns out it contains the digitized soul of Johnny Silverhand, a dead rocker boy with violence on his mind.
I mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head, right now.
He's out for revenge. Aims to bring down the megacorp that made the chip.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
What is in your head can shift the balance of power in Night City. The
Here's
high and
whole plot
mighty
of the
will do
video game,
anything
guys.
to lay their hands on it.
Plot.
Told you I'd end you someday.
There it was.
The choices you make will shape your story and determine how events unfold.
V, you gotta take him down. That's why we're here.
But not everything in Night City is a matter of life and death. Sometimes it's
gonna
about
party.
style, choosing your look,
Yeah,
your
that's-
ride, your pastime.
I'm just
who's
gonna
at your
dress
side.
up and go to the club.
Choosing how you spend your dirty money.
What's main quest storyline?
Welcome to the next generation of open world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
Woo! Heck yeah, guys! Less than a month! Pre-order for all of you people who have not already pre-ordered it like 30 times already because we thought the game was gonna come out like April. Woohoo! Awesome, guys. I think, well, yeah, that's everything. That was pretty cool. I'm going to the roller rink. I'm going clubbing. I'm going to pre-order for the 31st time because, you know, we all thought this game was coming out a while ago. It allegedly comes out next month. Yes, I believe that it will. Oh, please don't restart. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Some pretty cool. We got some good Keanu action, so that's really all that matters, to be honest. We just need more Johnny Silverhand in our lives. I mean, yeah, this Night City Wire just basically seemed to be more like, hey, check out this cool shit. Not really like other not as relevant to the game and plot kind of things, which is really cool. I mean, we are already practically there, and we know quite a bit about the game, about the story and everything thus far. I mean, enough to not be completely spoiled, but yeah, you know, got to meet some cool new characters like Evelyn Parker. I don't think we know much about her other than she, I think she introduces you to Judy. And she's in like the beginning, some people who have, any media people who have already played the first few hours of Cyberpunk, she's apparently within the first few hours that you meet her. So, pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and I think she's a member of the Moxie's gang alongside Judy, which is obviously the gang that I'm going to join. That's totally my style. But yeah. You should definitely pre-order it on GOG if you have the chance. I know so many people use Steam, and it's hard to like get yourself to use another game launcher. I understand that it's hard, but like CD Projekt Red owns GOG, and so if you buy from GOG, you're supporting the people who made the game, and you get a bunch of cool stuff, incentives. I mean, it's only really relevant if you play like Gwent or something, but and not many people play Gwent. I actually haven't played Gwent since the Master Mirror launch, which was quite a few months ago. So I just want that Witcher jacket, man. That Witcher jacket was really cool. And yeah, you don't get DRM free. And technically, GOG has a thing called GOG Galaxy, which is like a game launcher, so you can check out all of your games on one hub. I'm trying to more and more use GOG for all of my games. Like I bought Baldur's Gate 3 or got the early access or whatever on GOG rather than Steam, which I'm used to playing most of my games on Steam. But if it's available on GOG, I would prefer to play it on GOG. And nowadays, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to play with friends online, it doesn't matter if you're launching it via Steam or GOG or whatever. So, yeah, it's and yeah, they got a ton of old games and good shit and sales all the time. They're awesome. I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by CD Projekt Red, but I am like a fangirl for. I simp for, as people say, for CDPR. And I'm a fan of GOG. I will tell people to use it all the time. But yeah, that was really awesome. Thanks guys for watching the last Night City Wire with me in my costume. I'm very excited. Happy not Cyberpunk launch day, everybody.